Welcome to The Explainer. Sometimes you can actually taste a story, and today we're going to do just that. We're diving into a rich, spicy, and colorful tale about a legendary treasure from India.
So, picture this. We're in the heart of northwestern Maharashtra, in a place they actually call the chili paradise. And here, this absolutely vibrant red chili grows. And for centuries, this little thing hasn't just been about adding heat to your food. No. It's been a taste of the land itself.
But what makes this particular chili a legend? I mean, really, a legend? Well, to figure that out, we've got to go on a bit of a journey. We're going to explore a unique landscape, some ancient traditions, and a cultural heritage that, believe it or not, you can actually taste.
Okay, so let's dive right in and meet the star of our story, the Nandurbar Mirchi.
Now, you have to understand, this isn't just, another crop planted in a field. Not at all. For the people in these districts, it's the absolute backbone of their economy. It's part of their identity. It's woven right into the fabric of their life and their history.
And like with so many incredible foods, the story of this chili, it really begins with the land. It's simple, right? You can't get the flavor if you don't get the soil. So you've got this very specific geographical pocket, right? It's kind of cradled by the Satpur mountain range, and it's fed by the Tapi River basin. And all of that together, it creates this perfect, one-of-a-kind microenvironment. It's the ideal spot for growing something really, really special.
And it's that combination, that rich black soil that holds on to moisture, the hot, dry climate, and the water from the Tapi River, that's the secret recipe. That's what experts call terroir. This is the foundation of the chili's whole character, and it's something you just can't replicate anywhere else in the world.
But look, the land? That's only half the story. The other half, and it's just as important, belongs to the people. The people who have been cultivating this exact chili for generations. We're talking about tribal communities like the Bhil, Gamut, and Kokna, and they aren't just farmers in the way we might think of them today. No, they are the guardians of a tradition. They've been carefully passing down their knowledge for centuries. Yeah, this quote really nails it. The way they grow the Nandurbar Mirchi today, it's not something they learned from a modern textbook. It's the exact technique their forefathers used. The tools might be simple, but the wisdom behind it all is just profound. And this brings us to their most signature tradition. So after they harvest the chilies between March and June, they heap them indoors for a couple of days to make sure they all ripen evenly. And then comes the magic part. They spread them directly on the soil to sun-dry for anywhere from 5 to 15 days. This unique method of drying right on the earth, that's what's believed to create this incredibly rich, complex flavor that, a modern machine just can't touch.
Okay, so you've got this special land, and you've got this ancient human touch. When you put it all together, what do you actually get? What makes this chili so different? Let's talk about what it looks, feels, and tastes like. Well, first off, visually, the Nandurbar Mirchi is just wow. It has this deep, brick red color that's absolutely stunning, and it has a distinctly wrinkled, thick skin. The locals actually have an affectionate name for it, charbi, which kind of hints at its richness and its high oil content.
So let's break down its profile a bit. First, the heat. It's in that mild to medium range, which is perfect, right? It's all about complex, slow-building spiciness, not just overwhelming fire. But the real star of the show here is its color. It has a super high ASTA value, which is a measure of color, and that's exactly why it's so prized for making those brilliantly red spice powders.
Now, as you can imagine, when something gets this special and this famous, well, it needs to be protected. And that leads us to the final chapter in its journey to becoming a legally recognized legend. The biggest challenge? Imitations. As the chili's reputation grew, so did the number of fakes on the market. You had chilies from other places being sold under its famous name. And this wasn't just a small problem. It threatened the livelihood of the farmers and the integrity of their entire heritage. Something had to be done. The solution came in the form of a Geographical Indication tag, or a GI tag. Think of it like a legal seal of approval. It's a guarantee of authenticity. It officially says, yes, this product comes from this specific place and has the qualities that only this place can give it. And here you can see what that protection looks like in practice. On one side, you've got the official GI tag logo. That's the mark of the real deal.
And on the other, just a generic pile of red chilies that could be from absolutely anywhere. That GI tag is what separates the original from any and all imitations.
And this timeline really shows you that whole path to protection. I mean, think about it. It starts way back in the 17th century when chilies first showed up in the region. Then, by the 20th century, it's a major cash crop. And finally, after a long process, on March 30th, 2024, it was officially granted the GI tag. This was just a huge, massive victory for the farmers and for their heritage.
So we've talked about the land, the people, the traditions, this whole journey for protection. But what does it all mean when you actually get this spice into your kitchen? What's the story in every bite? Well, it means that when you're using Nandurbar Mirchi, you're not just adding spice, you're adding a piece of Maharashtrian culinary history. It's the key ingredient in the famous tacha chutney. In traditional goda masala, those amazing Maharashtrian pickles, it's the soul of so many authentic dishes.
And maybe just as importantly, you're supporting the livelihoods of around 900 families, many of them from the tribal communities who have been the dedicated guardians of this incredible spice for literally centuries.
So you see, the Nandurbar Mirchi is so much more than just a crop. It's what you'd call a biocultural asset. It's the story of a community's incredible bond with its land, a legacy preserved for the world to taste.
So the next time you enjoy a spicy meal, maybe you'll taste the story behind the spice. It's a great reminder, isn't it, that behind every ingredient, there's a history, a community, and a journey. And that's a story that's always worth knowing.